Hi guys, it's me, Canada, from the Otaku Nation, and today we're doing a fanfic review. It's been quite a while since I reviewed one, so I thought that we'd review a one-shot story. The reason for that is I'm reading The Daughter of Discord. It's a sequel to The Bride of Discord. The reason for that is Disney Fanfic is doing an audio version of that, and I thought, you know what, since she's doing the audio version, that I'd review the fanfic, and see how that compares also to the audio version. I will also be reviewing the audio version sort of the same way as I did the Bride Discord's audio version, you know, talk about the actors and the images and things like that. But yeah, until I get that story done, I will be probably reviewing some one-shots mostly. So yeah, the story that we'll be reviewing today is called The Secret Otaku. I hope I'm saying that right. I know my foreign languages, hell, words are different. English words are just as hard for me to say. But, you know, foreign words are going to be even more difficult. But I think I've said it right, the Otaku. I could be saying that wrong, slightly wrong. But it is called, it's by the Crimson DM. And it's a very cute little story, and it's really funny, and also pretty surprising. So it starts off with Spike, actually not Spike, but Twilight talking about how quiet it is in her castle, and how she, before, when she first got the castle, that she didn't like it, but now as she's, you know, lived in there for some time, she's gotten used to it, until suddenly she hears, some noise, and she runs to see what's going on, and she sees Spike throwing everything around his room, looking for something, looking for some type of book, and she's asking, "What are you doing?" And Spike tells her, "I'm looking for a book, and I can't seem to find it." And she's like, "Okay, then why don't you just go look outside, you know, see who borrowed it. So he's like, "Alright, I'll go." And she reminds him, "Oh yeah, when you get back, cleaning this room." Which is kind of funny. Treats him sort of like a child in the sense. Well, I guess he is a child. He's a baby dragon. So he decides to go out, and he starts thinking, who could possibly borrow his book? And he names Big Mac, who doesn't really like it. The book is, I should have mentioned the book. The book is a sort of a manga. He calls it Nei Ponzi. I believe it's sort of a play on Nei and Pony in Japanese. It's basically, he also refers to it as mangas as well, manga, comics, and stuff like that, which I'll probably start preferring it to the rest of the story. He says that, you know, Big Bang's not really interested in that stuff, and Snips and Snails aren't, you know, he would never let them borrow any of his mangas. And then he thinks of one last person, and it's Fluttershy. Fluttershy apparently he believes that Fluttershy borrowed some of his Dragon Ball Z mangas, or should I say Pony Ball Z mangas, as he calls it. And so he decides that he runs to her castle, running to her cottage, hoping she's ready, because you guys know Dragon Ball Z is a little perverted sometimes, and, you know, a little, you know, violent. So he hopes that, you know, Fluttershy hasn't read any of it, because when she asked to borrow it, he wasn't really paying attention at what she was borrowing, and so he just hopes that she hasn't read it. And so she gets to her home, and he sees that her blinds and her curtains are closed, and it's a little bit more quieter than usual. So he knocks on the door saying, "Fluttershy, I think you borrowed some of my mangas." And she's like, "I don't have any." And she says, "Are you alone?" And he's like, "Yeah." So she invites him in, and she ends up showing him the mangas, and he says, "Ready?" She's like, "Oh yeah." The minute I got home, I love reading these. I've only heard of the original one, which makes me curious if she has the original series, or if she's like like read it only in like she's only heard of it, or she's like, you know, as I usually do. I usually go when I go into the stores. I go to the book section. I just sit there and read the books. Why, you know, my parents are just, or my mom's doing something else or something. Whenever I go to Walmart, so I wonder if she goes to the bookstores and just sits there and reads the books or something. So I am very curious how she knows the original series. So she says, I also have these drawings that she drew of Rim, I believe, 1/4, and Sailor Pony Moon, which is a parody of Sailor Moon, and of course Dragon Ball Z, aka Pony Ball Z. And Spike sees all this, and he is really surprised. He would have never thought Fluttershy, out of all his friends, would be interested in these mangas, and he's so shocked. And he's pretty surprised, but he kind of, you know, enjoys it. He finds not only a companionship in Fluttershy, but, you know, she finds a companionship in Spike, seeing that Spike likes this, because she's afraid to tell her friends, being that, you know, they might make fun of her, that she enjoys all this sort of nerdy stuff, and she enjoys these comics and these mangas and stuff. And, so, yeah. But Spike says that, you know, it's alright, you should tell them, and, you know, they'll accept you, they're your friends. So after that, Spike leaves and goes home and goes to clean up his room, when Twilight comes in and tells him that they're going to be ordering pizza for supper, and he just basically recounts, you know, how surprising Fluttershy, out of all his friends, Fluttershy is the one, and stuff like that. And so that's basically the ending of the story. As I said, this is a one-shot story, so it has one chapter to it, as one-shots tend to do. It's, as I said, a really good story. If you're looking for a good short story, particularly about Fluttershy or about Spike, this is what I say. Of course, this fanfic is based off of a scene from Scaremaster. I know I haven't mentioned that, but it's based off of the scene, if you guys remember, as I actually have a scene up there. Fluttershy was trying to scare her friends, and she says uninvited. When she says uninvited guests, these characters, little pony-fat characters of anime characters, come down from the roof on, like, that she drew on, like paper or cardboard or something, and it's all pony-fat versions of all of them, like Sailor Moon and Bulma and stuff, which I thought was pretty funny and made me curious about if that actually exists in the My Little Pony world, if mangas do exist, because it's kind of weird that Fluttershy strictly drew these characters. I wonder if she actually just did them, like, these characters don't exist within the pony world, if this is just something she drew out of her mind, or if, because she could have went with the classic ghost type characters, but she didn't. She strictly drew these type of characters. So I'm kind of funny. It's kind of funny, and but yeah, if you it's once again it's by the Crimson DM. If you guys want to go check it out. A couple of other things is if you guys enjoyed this and you want to see more, you can subscribe, or you guys can go check out my other videos. I have other fanfic reviews, and I recently did the Halloween episode to MLP Scaremaster, and I also did the Halloween-ish episode of Pokemon, the first ever Halloween-ish episode for Pokemon. So if you guys want to check those, go check them out. I know it's a little after Halloween, but hey, who doesn't enjoy a little Halloween in the middle of the year? It could be well after Halloween, and I'd still enjoy watching it. It's how good these episodes are. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm Kenna, and goodbye for now.